Picture this. You're boarding a quiet commercial flight, headphones in, minding your business. And suddenly two legendary New York rappers are screaming at each other across the cabin before the plane even leaves the runway. Passengers froze. Phones came out. And within minutes, the internet had another hip-hop explosion on its hands. Ja Rule, yes that Ja Rule, was caught in a heated shouting match mid-flight with Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda on a Delta trip from San Francisco to New York. Voices raised. Expletives flying. And at one point, a pillow reportedly launched across the cabin. But here's where it gets even messier. Instead of calming down after landing, the drama spilled straight onto social media. Clips went viral. Captions got petty. And then, almost like clockwork, 50 Cent entered the chat and turned the whole situation into a public roast. So what really happened on that plane? Was this a random blow-up, old Queens beef reigniting, or something deeper playing out in front of everyone? Because the footage tells one story, but the internet is telling another. The tension didn't slowly build. It exploded almost instantly. It was February 8th. A Delta flight preparing to leave San Francisco for New York City. Passengers settling in. Seatbelts clicking. Normal travel chaos. And then voices started rising. Video footage shows Ja Rule standing in the aisle, clearly heated, repeatedly shouting, "What we doing?" His tone wasn't playful. It wasn't friendly banter. It was confrontational. Direct. Almost challenging. Off camera, Tony Yayo can be heard firing back with expletives. The energy in the cabin shifts fast. What started as words quickly turns into a full-blown shouting match, echoing through rows of stunned passengers who definitely did not expect front row seats to rap beef at 30,000 feet. At one point, another man places his hands on Ja Rule's shoulders, seemingly trying to calm him down. But the intensity doesn't drop. The back and forth keeps going. And you can feel the weight of something deeper than just random trash talk. This wasn't strangers arguing over armrests. These were New York rap figures with history. And the way Ja kept repeating "what we doing" felt less like confusion and more like a challenge. The craziest part? This all happened before the plane even took off. And that's when things took another turn, because the cameras didn't stop rolling. The blow-up didn't come out of nowhere. It actually started with a camera already rolling. Before the shouting match escalated, a clip posted to Uncle Murda's Instagram shows Ja Rule sitting a row ahead, minding his business, at least at first. Then a voice from behind the camera cuts through the cabin. "Sucka asked Ja Rule on the plane." That's when everything shifts. Ja whips his head around instantly. No hesitation. No confusion. Just immediate reaction. He fires back with expletives, standing up and engaging right there between the seats. The energy changes from playful trolling to direct confrontation in seconds. And the timing feels intentional. The person filming keeps the camera steady. The insult is loud enough to provoke. It doesn't look accidental. It looks like someone wanted a response and they got one. Then comes the aftermath. Uncle Murda later posts another slide claiming Ja Rule got off the plane, adding, "Ja got off the plane, I took his seat." The caption alone poured gasoline on the situation. Social media ran with it instantly. Delta later confirmed that 2 passengers were spoken to by the crew after a disagreement, and 1 passenger was rebooked on a later flight. No arrests. No dramatic removals caught on body cam. Just a quiet reshuffling after a very loud moment. But by then it didn't matter, because the internet already had the footage. And Ja Rule wasn't about to stay silent about it. What made this situation even more unexpected was Ja Rule's reaction afterward. Instead of going quiet or letting the clips fade, he leaned into it. Shortly after the footage started circulating, Ja took to X and described the whole ordeal as hilarious. Not embarrassing. Not frustrating. Hilarious. He even claimed he popped on these punks, and admitted that at one point he threw a pillow at Tony Yayo's head during the chaos. A pillow. That small detail instantly shifted the tone online. What looked intense in the first clips suddenly had this almost absurd layer to it. Was it serious? Was it performative? Was it both? And Ja didn't stop there. He reportedly told outlets that when he first saw them on the plane he laughed. According to him, they looked shocked, like they saw a ghost. He said they're always talking trash, so he addressed it right there. Then came the boldest move of all. Ja shared the footage himself on Instagram stories. No hiding. No damage control. Just reposting the moment like it was another chapter in a long-running saga. That's what made people pause. Because usually when celebrities get caught in heated public arguments, the strategy is silence. Let the cycle pass. Avoid headlines. But Ja seemed unfazed, almost amused. Or at least that's how he presented it. But the internet wasn't just reacting to Ja's side of the story. Someone else saw the clip, and couldn't resist jumping in. And right on cue, 50 Cent stepped in. It almost felt inevitable. Within hours of the clip spreading, 50 reposted the footage to his own Instagram. No neutral commentary. No attempt at peace. Just pure trolling. In the caption he mocked Ja Rule, suggesting he made a scene on purpose so he could be removed from the flight. The tone was sarcastic, dismissive, and classic 50. The comments exploded instantly. Uncle Murda and Tony Yayo jumped in with laughing emojis. Fans flooded the post picking sides. Some said Ja stood on business. Others claimed he looked rattled. And once 50 added his voice, the moment wasn't just a plain argument anymore. It was another chapter in one of hip-hop's longest-running feuds. Because this isn't random tension. This is a rivalry that stretches back more than 2 decades. Diss tracks, public shots, interviews, subtle jabs that were never really that subtle. And every time it seems quiet, something pulls it back into the spotlight. The way 50 handled it told its own story. He didn't treat it like a serious confrontation. He treated it like content. Something to repost. Something to laugh at. Something to weaponize for another viral moment. And that shift matters. Because what might have stayed a short-lived in-flight dispute suddenly became trending drama across multiple platforms. Once 50 touched it, the internet saw it differently. But to understand why this moment hit so hard online, you have to rewind to where this beef actually started. This didn't start on a plane. It started in Queens, more than 20 years ago. Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, Ja Rule and 50 Cent were rising at the same time. Same borough. Same hunger. Same spotlight. And in hip-hop, that kind of overlap can turn competitive fast. What began as street tension reportedly snowballed into diss tracks, public insults, and real animosity. Both sides dropped records aimed at each other. Interviews got messy. Crews got involved. The energy wasn't playful, it was personal. At one point, the feud became one of the most talked about rivalries in rap. Fans split into camps. Industry figures chose sides. And even when years passed, the tension never fully disappeared. But here's what makes this recent incident interesting. In a 2023 interview, Ja Rule actually suggested he was open to ending the beef. He said life is short. He hinted that maybe things could be mended. He even questioned why black artists continued tearing each other down. It sounded reflective. Almost mature. Which makes this plain confrontation feel ironic. Because no matter how many years pass, no matter how many interviews suggest peace, one viral moment can drag everything right back into the spotlight. And when 50 Cent reposted that clip, it wasn't just trolling. It was a reminder. This rivalry may cool down, but it never fully dies. And that raises a bigger question. Was this just raw emotion in the moment, or something calculated? Here's where the internet started asking questions. Was this a genuine blow-up, or something a little more calculated? Think about it. The camera was already rolling. The insult was loud, direct, almost perfectly timed. And the person filming didn't seem surprised when things escalated. That alone had fans raising eyebrows. Some online users started speculating that the whole moment felt too convenient. A long-running rap feud. All parties on the same flight. Phones ready. Social media clips posted almost immediately. In today's viral era, that combination doesn't go unnoticed. But let's be clear, there's no confirmed evidence that anything was staged. What we do know is that tension between these names isn't new. So it's entirely possible emotions just boiled over in a tight space with nowhere to walk away. Airports and airplanes aren't exactly known for keeping tempers calm. Still, the pillow detail made everything feel strangely theatrical. A heated argument is one thing. Throwing a pillow mid-beef? That's the kind of image that spreads fast online. It softens the aggression just enough to become meme material. And then there's the aftermath. Ja reposted it. 50 amplified it. Uncle Murda captioned it. Nobody tried to bury the footage. Nobody issued serious damage control. Instead it became content. That's why some viewers believe this might have been part ego, part entertainment. Not fake, but maybe not entirely accidental either. Because in 2026, drama doesn't just happen. It trends. And what this moment really exposed might be bigger than just one argument on a plane. But beyond the laughs, the memes, and the pillow, there's a bigger story here. This isn't just about Ja Rule, Tony Yayo, or Uncle Murda. It's about how hip-hop's old rivalries collide with the social media era. A feud that started in the streets of Queens over 20 years ago now plays out in front of millions of eyes within minutes. What once would have been whispered in studios and clubs is now clipped, posted, and dissected across Instagram, X, TikTok, and YouTube. It also shows how celebrity behavior is magnified today. A heated argument on a plane is no longer private. Every move is content. Every reaction gets framed, shared, and judged. Ja Rule's pillow toss becomes a meme. 50 Cent's roast becomes a trending post. The feud is no longer just music history, it's daily entertainment. And for fans, it's a reminder that the legends of hip-hop aren't just figures on stage or in videos. They're real people with unresolved conflicts, long memories, and the ability to keep the drama alive decades later. The line between genuine tension and entertainment blurs, leaving everyone watching, commenting, and debating. In the end, this incident isn't just a fight on a plane. It's a snapshot of how old-school rivalries adapt, and sometimes explode, in the digital age. And while Ja Rule may laugh and 50 Cent may troll, the audience is left wondering, what's real, what's performative, and what comes next? Because in a world where every moment can go viral, even a pillow tossed in a cabin can spark a headline that lasts for days.